This has been my bag odyssey. Let's do this thing. Going back in time to a more civilized age, if you will, I've been working in the tech industry for over a decade. And one of the things that happens when you work in tech or any corporate world where you may have to carry a laptop, maybe you're at an office or at a large like work campus corporate environment, you're gonna kind of want to carry a bag around with you. And I think especially for men who maybe aren't gonna carry like a purse or something like that, carrying a backpack it's essential, it's critical. I always have a bag on me when I leave my house now, even when I'm just going out for a drive or maybe I'm going over to like a restaurant or coffee shop or something. I always keep a bag on me just to carry some essentials. But this video is gonna be about sort of the odyssey of trying to find the right bag that worked for me. I know there's a ton of bags out there. I would love to review more bags. And this isn't necessarily a review in the sense, but I wanted to kind of tell the whole broader story and my thought process sort of over the last decade of being a professional, being someone who wants to carry around a laptop, maybe a camera, maybe like a jacket and some other things, packaging all that into one place. Also travel, remember that's gonna be coming back big. So let's talk about this quest, this odyssey to find the bag, all right? Now, as you guys just saw at the beginning of this video, I still have a ton of the bags that I've had sort of over my 10-year long career and life as an adult. I don't have all of them, but I'm gonna kind of go through them in chronological order. First up, this bag. This is some type of backpack from Oakley. This thing's been worn to junk, absolutely. I remember buying this, actually. I bought this bag to put this black MacBook into. Wild, this thing's like collecting dust. I'm gonna do a whole video on this. Yeah, this was my setup in 2008, was this laptop going into this bag, going to work, going to, well, I guess I did like I sometimes went to community college for a tiny bit, but for all intents and purposes, never really went to college. But this was the setup. This bag was kind of that like great all around everyday sort of commuter bag. Instead of having water bottle holders, this thing had like zippers on the side that you could put something in here, but that, you know, I didn't like that design. I think it would be cool if someone could find a way to do a zippered water bottle pouch that could expand. Don't ask me how you'd figure that one out. I do like that it had the holes at the bottom though, so you didn't have to worry about like condensation getting in there in the bag. I don't think I've seen enough bags do that. The padding on this bag is phenomenal. Oakley does, I know, a lot of stuff with like the military and whatever. You know, I kind of looked at Oakley stuff as like really rugged and, you know, kind of weather the storm sort of thing. This is actually hilarious. This is supposed to be a cell phone. I don't know if you can see that little icon right there, but like this is supposed to be like a little cell phone pouch on this like little mesh thing here. That's supposed to be a pouch to fit a cell phone because this backpack was designed right before the first iPhone came out, which is like in 2007, which is nuts. Like it's crazy to think about that like this actually, the top portion here has a little section, if you can see that little tiny icon. I love how like they give you the icons for like a headphone pass-through. That's something actually the kids probably won't remember. Backpacks used to have headphone pass-throughs, so you could put your iPod, excuse me, in the top portion of this bag and then feed the headphone through this little hole, and then you could put your headphones in. I remember that being just the coolest thing because I would have black MacBook. I gotta find where my old iPod is. I would love to actually get that thing booted back up again. And yeah, just throw the black MacBook in here, the iPod video, I think from 2005. In the top there, the little pods coming out or whatever in your ears. But all in all, I don't think Oakley makes this backpack. I think their more popular version of this bag, the kitchen sink, they still make. Yeah, it had a laptop divider, internal organizer kind of thing. I do kind of like this print. Like that was kind of cool. I don't know, there's just something about that. That's nice. Little side pouches here too. Yeah, this was a good bag. The tough thing now is there's no expansion here. And once I get to my final bag, I think that was a big thing that this was lacking, was not having expansion to like throw a jacket in when you've already got like a laptop and a few other things in there. I think that's what kind of did this in, along with like the water bottle holder. The shape's also kind of weird. It is really wide. It's almost kind of like you have like a turtle shell on your back. And I'd prefer something like just a little bit slimmer that doesn't look as like as aggressive. This is kind of like almost military-esque, but it really rugged, held up to the task. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I kept it. That's like kind of fun, you know, with like the headphone pass through and like this little cell phone pocket. It's like, that's cute. That's good stuff, you know. So that was my first backpack, and I want to say I had that for probably, I don't remember how long I had that bag. I must have had it for at least 3 years. I'm gonna put this, I don't need this anymore, but this still to this day, probably one of my favorite computers of all time. I edited my first video that I've never released. I actually edited it and like screened it at my parents' house for my friends, all on that black MacBook. Insane, awesome. So I had that Oakley bag for about 3 years as my daily driver. I then, twice in my career, have gone to the Incase City backpack. I loved that backpack, the profile of it, everything. I don't have it here anymore because both times I've had zipper and fabric failures on those bags, and I have another Incase bag here, which actually ended up being in between those city packs. This is the Incase, I believe, City Sling. I don't even think they make this anymore. So I want to say that I came upon this sometime. I want to say I probably must have come across this in 2011, 2012. This was actually a huge upgrade because it had that smaller footprint. I thought I wanted a sling bag, and I would make this mistake actually, unfortunately, many more times in my future. Don't buy a sling bag. These will destroy your back. Distribute the weight evenly. Get an actual backpack with 2 straps. Don't get a sling bag. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't do it. It's a trap. There you go. What was cool about this bag though is here on the sort of like side piece is you could open up this and you have like a little space for like a passport, business cards. I think end up taking this to a conference and actually I think handing out business cards from that little pouch. So that was actually kind of nice. It had this little front pouch as well where you can kind of throw a few things, maybe like a notebook or whatever. Kind of helpful for going into meetings. I actually think, if I'm remembering correctly, when I got this bag, I want to say that I had the first iPad mini and it would fit right in here, and I was able to just kind of shove it right in there and like have that as like a separate space, which was really easy. Main compartment stuff, I'm so glad that bags are getting away from this. Like trying to do like pencil organizer and like just these little like flimsy flaps, no good. Absolutely no good. Like this, like no, because then if this gets tossed somewhere or like whatever, if I put this down on its side, all the stuff would just pour out into this main compartment. That's no good. Who wants that? I don't want that. No one wants that. Did have the nice padded laptop sleeve, and one thing I'll give Incase is I've always really dug the fabric, sort of whatever this soft material is in here. While I enjoyed and would have in the past recommended the Incase sling line, or well, not the sling, but the city backpack, the Incase City, the 15 or the compact even, I don't think I would now. Incase bags, I really did like them. They're really tactical. They're really good, but yeah. Wasn't meant to be. Another bag that I did have that I could not find was the Air SF duffel backpack. I won't talk about it too much. I think I ended up getting that bag after I'd gone to San Francisco and lived in the Bay Area the second time. I've lived in the San Francisco Bay Area 3 times, most recently from 2016 to 2020. That bag was actually cool. It had a great shoe pocket, so if you're like going to the gym, you need an extra pair of shoes, that was great. I'll try to link it somewhere around here. I think they're on the Gen 2 of it now. I had the original one. That for me combined a lot of the great things of the Oakley bag along with the Incase bag, and I would still recommend them. Those seem like great guys, great customer service. I don't have that bag anymore because I found something that worked better for my lifestyle, but I would still recommend that bag. The next bag that I have is, I think, one of a kind, or maybe one of 2. This is a Rickshaw bag from lynda.com. So this is my custom bag. I want to say they're one of 1 or one of 2. These were all Christmas gifts that were given to the lynda.com employees before we were acquired by LinkedIn. This was kind of like our last big Christmas hurrah. The iPad mini that Bruce and Linda gave us were all in here, which was super cool. Probably one of the best, and I think that Yeti was from either that same party or the Christmas party before. That was still to this day, I think, one of my favorite companies, if not the favorite company I've ever worked for. Lynda.com, Bruce and Linda, they were some of the kindest, coolest, most creative people that I've ever known in my entire life. It was such a joy to, I could probably go on a whole story about how great that company was. They're now acquired by LinkedIn. That's what LinkedIn Learning is now. So if you haven't checked that out, you should. But this bag was sort of that Christmas gift, and it's kind of, I don't know what Rickshaw platform it was built on. It's kind of this like bicycle messenger bag. So you do kind of have a strap, but you can also carry it like a brief. It has these magnets, which is really nice. So like, you don't have to like attach these little buckle clips, I guess, but you can if you need that added protection. 2 little front pockets and like some carabiner hooks up front, and then this main compartment with actually like this padded laptop sleeve that you could actually pull out, and then this main compartment plus a little divider. This bag is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love that it's unique and no one else will have this bag. It does have a little water bottle holder on the side here made out of mesh so it can breathe. Because it's a sling bag, I don't use this bag anymore. It's mostly sort of like a token memorabilia for me from a really great time. And I'm curious if any of the other Lynda.com employees from when we were sort of like really bootstrapping and bringing that company up, anyone who was here during this time, I wonder if they still have their bags, because these I think are really cool. I would like to use it more. I do sometimes use it when I'm traveling, just as like an extra bag to throw some extra things in. But you know, it's a sling bag. It's not really great for ergonomic if you're going to be walking around or doing any sort of heavy load on your back. You don't want it in there. It's great if you just throw a laptop in. Rickshaw does make good bags as well. I'll link them. Every company that I'm mentioning will be linked down below. I know that Rickshaw, I think, has like a cross sling body backpack that I think is supposed to distribute weight better. But if you're not worried about weight, like the hardware on this is great. There's like no plastic other than these like little clips here, which at least you're not relying on entirely. This is all like magnets. All of this is metal hardware, which I wish more bag companies would do. The fabric's not as durable or like as like tactical as the Oakley or the like even Air SF, but it's still cool. I wish more companies did stuff like this. I know my wife who worked at Airbnb, she has like I think it's a Rickshaw bag. I'll have to ask. Maybe I'll get her on one of these so like we can talk about that stuff. But I wish more companies would do this, where you would kind of like make a bag for your employees, especially if you're gonna have them come into an office or anything like that, because you know it can be a really special thing. So yeah, I'm really grateful that I have this. Thank you, Bruce and Linda, again. 9 years later, 9 years later, for being such great people to work with. Yeah. So then I decided that I wanted a travel backpack, and something that would look kind of good maybe going into the office, but could also meet travel needs. I started traveling a lot for work, and then getting married and trying to do family stuff and everything. It was just like I needed something that could you know, that could kind of be like a duffel bag plus like backpack kind of thing. And this is where the Alchemy equipment bag, I think this is the AEL 008, 007. I forget what the actual product number is off the top of my head, but I will link it below. I got this bag to sort of satisfy that travel I was doing both between San Diego and San Francisco, and then some other travel I was doing around the country and world to, you know, see family in Mexico and travel up to Canada and do stuff. And just this bag won a bunch of Carryology awards and was kind of like the bag, I think, back in like 2016, 15 maybe, somewhere around there. And you may be looking at it going like, this is a backpack, because you can carry it sort of like a duffel, and it works as like a duffel, which is really great. But behind this little zipper area here are backpack straps. So the way this would work is it attaches down here at the bottom. There's like these little hook loops down here. That mostly worked. I think I only had this like disengage once, which was annoying, but not common. And I feel like you kind of have to be in an awkward position to do it. Part of the problem, can I even hook this on here, you know, right now? Like, can I even do this? Part of the problem with this is once then the bag is situated like this. It's on those hooks, so if it's moving up against something, you can pull it out. It also doesn't really sit upright at all, so you kind of either have to set it down, face down, or back down if you want access to everything. What was great about this is it had good side compartment access. There is also a strap in here if you want to carry it like a shoulder bag, but don't do that because, again, your back, and this is a lot of weight to try to shoulder carry. The main cavity compartment, I don't remember how many liters this is. I think it's somewhere around like 30 something. But this main cavity compartment worked out really well. The exterior of the bag is super tactical, and this like nylon, whatever this shiny finish is like really well and weather resistant. It's like a wax almost finish. I never had any problems with this like out in the rain anywhere. The way this duffel section worked is you could like put all your stuff in and then like link this over it and like compress it down. And then up here in the top was the sort of like a, I don't even know what this little shelf area is here because it would just spill over onto the laptop section. Then you have this laptop section here, no dedicated tablet section or anything, but then you kind of had this hidden pocket as well where you could maybe throw like a cable or a little backup battery or something. This is a super durable bag. It did serve me well for the few years that I had it, but again, not having that like tablet divider was kind of a problem for me because I usually like carrying a tablet for like doing personal stuff, a laptop for doing work stuff, so I can kind of separate those two things. The other thing was I feel like it prioritized too much trying to be like a bag that could be like 3 different bags, like top carry duffel, side carry sling, and then like this backpack contraption thing. And so it isn't great at any of them. It's not a great backpack, which is really what I needed it to be, but it's not really great at any of them. I still actually use this bag a lot when I do travel, especially for road trips, because it is kind of just like that big weekender size sort of canvas duffel that I know I can like, it can handle some rain, so it still holds up very well. And I would say if you need something that's for just travel and you're only doing like one device travel, or you know, phone plus like either tablet or laptop, this is a great bag still. And actually what's really cool about this little pouch here at the bottom for toiletries is all in this like plastic fabric. So like if you're ever worried about your like toiletries exploding on all of your stuff, this was actually really nice to just have this pocket and know that that isn't gonna happen. It's safe and secure in there. So yeah, I would say this bag, great for like, yeah, weekend type travel. And if you want a bag that you want to carry sometimes as a sling, duffel, or backpack, this will get you there. But if you know you should have a backpack, like you should just don't, then not that one either. But then I made that mistake one more time and thought, you know, I like the look of a sling. Don't get me wrong. The look of a sling, it's classy, it looks good. I think it looks, in my opinion, more professional, presentable. A backpack sometimes kind of looks like, I'm going to class. I'm, a junior in high school or something, and please don't take me seriously because I'm carrying a backpack. I think that's changing. I think as backpacks have kind of been more well designed, that is getting better, but I made the sling mistake one more time. I think my dad got this for me for a birthday or Christmas a few years ago. I want to say like 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. And the thought was, okay, I'm just going to try to carry less, which is a good thought. I would highly recommend paring down, seeing what's like the bare minimum that you can get away with for your kit. My thought was, okay, small 10-liter sling. I'm not going to try to carry like 20, 30 liters, slinged over me. Let's see if we do it with 10. Let's see what we can get with 10. I did like that the Peak has sort of these straps so it can expand out. It can hold a tripod. You can hold like a large water bottle or even like some camping equipment, things like that if you needed to. A towel, a beach towel, that was kind of nice. Was just lasso up a beach towel down here at the bottom, go out with this. Got your camera in the main compartment, these little camera dividers that Peak did so well with. And then a little laptop compartment or tablet compartment, but only one, so you don't want to try to shove a laptop and a tablet both in there. A little hidden pocket at the top for memory cards, batteries, cables, chargers, things like that. This is a great bag. And I know Peak has now come up with the second edition of these, and I think they have these now in 10 liters, 6 liters, and 1 liter. If you have a strong back and you're willing to carry less and you're not maybe going far, or you're like, Steven, I love slings, I'm just gonna do this. This is a great sling pack. I do think and do wish more people knew about Peak design. I think a lot of people know about Peak. The one thing that I didn't like about this is these straps would always like loosen over time. They never seemed to like lock into place. I ended up like knotting them off at the tops and they look really bad that way, but that's kind of my only gripe with this bag. I do love the camera, like dividers in here so you can get a lens or get like even a small water bottle in there and move things around. Obviously for travel, I mean, other than like using it as an auxiliary bag, this thing's not for travel. It's more of like your day pack, maybe day commuting. If you have like a computer at work that you go to and you don't need to carry your computer, you maybe just want to carry like a camera, some snacks. I know Peter McKinnon now has his like snack bag by Nomadic or whatever he's doing. This is kind of, I think this competes in that category very well. It's really high quality made. I have no clue what this material is that Peak makes their bags out of, but it's like, it's soft. It's not super tactical, but it's very weather resistant. And sort of the wax and like zipper pull coatings are all very weather resistant. I do like the pulls. I've never had a pull fail on me from Peak. And the next two bags are also from Peak. Those are the final bags. Little foreshadowing. All in all, metal hardware, huge. So yeah, Peak design. We're gonna be talking about them. So many good little things about that. I could probably do a full video review on all these bags, but you're here to see how the Odyssey plays out. You're here to see what Peak bag did I end up with. And it's two bags. The Peak 20 liter, this is the first generation of the everyday bag. And the Peak, I believe this is the 40 liter travel bag. So this is where the Odyssey has led me, is not one bag for everything, but two bags. One for kind of the everyday, one for travel. Both are great for both tablet and laptop carry, plus camera carry, which is huge. And they have different forms of expansion to allow me to throw a jacket in, maybe some clothes if I'm staying somewhere overnight somewhere else. Water bottle holders that also work for tripods. Grips all along the bag, so I can kind of pick them up no matter what orientation they're in, and they're just great. So let's dive into each one real quick. I'm gonna put the travel bag down here. I bought this when these went on sale because the second generation was about to come out. So I wanna say I got a great discount on it, like something Peak design never does. So I would have paid full price for it. I was about to pay full price for it. They ended up having a sale on it, but I think that's the only time they've ever done a huge discount like that, is clearing inventory out to get the new ones in. So there's something to be said about waste, and I think a lot of this has come from the fact that we as people, like, we live in one place and commute somewhere totally different to work, at least in the before times, if you will. Hopefully a lot of that's changing, but I think there is a lot of waste associated with, like, hey, you got to exist here and then like also exist over here kind of thing. And I think being on demand and having to like move at the pace that I had to move at, it wasn't good. It was not good. Now that I've been able to slow down, really think through what I need and what can serve those purposes, and that need doesn't have to change year by year, I think that's going to be a good thing for me, the planet, my consumption, everything I think gets better with that. So this is where I landed. I really enjoy this bag. This bag has two water bottle holders that can also be used for tripods or additional photo gear, whatever. What you're hearing are magnets that keep those shut when there's nothing in there, so it stays really nice and slim with the profile here. That's kind of what I'm talking about, is this doesn't necessarily look like a bag like I'm going to junior high or something, right? Like, it looks like a very well-designed professional bag. It does have both top access and side access, which I really like when I'm out shooting, because then I want to quickly sling over the bag and get to my camera stuff. I can. This is the way that I have my dividers. I usually put filters in this little center area here, camera with one lens there, and then usually like a book and like my journal here in the top space right there. A lot of side access here on this one, where I can put SD cards, batteries, cables, all right in both of these side pockets. And it's only 20 liters. And I think for someone my size, I'm 5'8", the 20 liter pack is perfect. Tried to carry larger bags in the like 25, 30 liter space, and it's just too much. I think if you're smaller than me, 20 may still work for you. You may even want to go down to something smaller if possible, but for a 5'8" dude, who's kind of like a normal average built, this is it. this is it. Ton of features of this bag that I'm not going to cover right now, but coming from the Odyssey, as we've so dubbed it, this is a backpack first and foremost. Yes, it does have handles on the side, but ergonomically speaking, it's great. The sternum strap that comes with this, phenomenal. Like, just changes the game. The padding, it's not the softest padding in the world, but the structure is right, and I feel like I've taken this bag out for hours, fully loaded. It doesn't hurt my back. There's also these actuating arms sort of on the top. If you've seen any Peak bags, you already kind of know that. Handle on top, lots of places to lash things. Awesome, absolutely awesome. And finally, we'll talk about the travel bag. I got this bag, I think, probably, yeah, right around the same time I got the Peak 20 liter, around like 2018. I was still doing a ton of traveling, both on planes, driving, trains even sometimes. When I'm traveling, especially for like a week or even like a weekend trip, I want one bag. If I have to travel for longer, which is what's about to happen, that's why all these bags are out, I'll go multi-bag. But 1 week and less, let's do it with one bag. The Peak travel bag ended up kind of being my go-to over the Alchemy because it does have padded laptop space. It is a backpack first and foremost. It's not like an afterthought backpack. It still does have a ton of handles, so it is easy to treat like a duffel if you want to, but it's a backpack first. Like, it is a backpack. Sternum strap. It also has hip straps. If you need to run from one end of the Denver airport to the other end of the Denver airport, it's a big airport, this is not going to kill you while it is on your back running full sprint on those moving conveyor belts. Water bottle and tripod access on both sides. Oh, here's the other thing. Like, this just got super annoying. Just tuck that away super easily. Magnets, I don't have to worry about like zipping something. Fantastic. This material, I do not know what this material is that Peak has, but it's kind of the same material that's on all the other bags that they do. It's soft, it's not super tactical, but it is very weather resistant, very durable, but it doesn't look like you're, on a night ops, military operation. It just doesn't look like you're doing like an intelligence reconnaissance mission, There is a little pocket at the top, which is great. Like I said, it is 2-device carry, so you can get a laptop and a tablet in here. I do enjoy the dividers there. This does also have this sort of like interior pocket, which you can zip away and just have one big open cavity, or you can have the divider in like I do. This divider, I end up putting like a lot of my like journal, notebook type stuff here, cables and batteries and things like that there. I do have the camera cube, which is not in here right now because I'm packing for a trip, but I use the medium camera cube in here so I can still get a few more things in the top cavity, still carry the EOS R5, which is what I'm shooting this on. The bag does expand, I think, out. I'm trying to think if the base is 40 liters or if it expands out to like 45 or this will fit in carry-on. So I've actually packed this bag tight and still fit this under an economy class seat on a Southwest flight. I think that's actually incredible because if you're on a plane and you have all your glass with you, you don't want to give up that thing. You don't want to put that in the overhead bin. The people who think that they can put or move your things in the overhead bin, when I put it in the overhead bin, it's not yours to touch. It's mine. Don't touch it. Don't touch my stuff in the overhead bin. But I don't even put it in the overhead bin anymore because, hey, good luck trying to tell other people what to do. In the overhead bin, no, my things don't go. This bag goes under the seat, right by my feet. I can keep an eye on it. No one's touching it. It's safe. It's nice. It's great. It is well padded, so I feel like when I'm throwing it around, I'm not destroying my kit that's inside. And all in all, I love the materials. Like this like mesh open area so you can see what's inside. Really well thought out. I think my only gripe about it is it does come with a rain fly, or I think I bought the rain fly, let's see, separately, and it kind of comes in this extra little pack and you can kind of like attach it somewhere or toss it in the bag, but then it's taking up space. I would have loved to see it get deployed somehow out of here instead of having it as like this extra thing. But the rainfly is great. Like the rainfly, you can be in a monsoon and you'll be fine. All the lash straps for like attaching things like beach blankets, tripods, even like lights and some bigger stuff, or even lashing another smaller bag here if you need to carry it that way, which I won't recommend because again, that starts pushing the upper limits of the weight that you may want to put on your back, but this thing can handle it. This thing's very, very durable. The bag Odyssey, it came down to 2 Peak bags here. I'm gonna get them both up here. You can see how well they've worn now. I wanna say I am A-list status with Companion Pass on Southwest. So I've done probably something like before the, you know, everything happened. I probably did somewhere around like, I don't know how many flights, hundreds of thousands of miles. These bags have held up well. They've come on, I think, every single trip that I have done. Pretty much any day trip that I've done, this bag comes with me. Anytime flying or not in a car, this bag is with me. If I'm going anywhere longer than a few days, definitely longer than a week, both are coming with me, and maybe I'll pack another bag as well. Really impressed by Peak design. I think right now, if I had to buy another bag, which Lord knows I don't, it would probably be from Peak. I do still want to check out, there's a couple other companies out there that are making great bags. So I do want to give a shout out to Nomadic. I think their stuff and the collaboration they have with Peter McKinnon looks super cool. Would love to try one of those out. Hopefully I can get a chance to check it out. But again, like, I would need a downsize for my current collection before I do that. Also what John Yoon, how does he pronounce his name? I'm sorry, like Juan Olsen, that's yeah, thanks, that's something easier for my tongue. You know, you guys know him, he's on YouTube here. His company DB have their line of backpacks that look awesome. Would love to try those out and see kind of how they compare. Haven't tried them, would like to. Also shout out to Wandered, my buddy Sam Ciudar. If you guys haven't seen me on Instagram, I've been shooting with him a lot lately. He actually, I know, has some deal with Wandered, so they don't pay me anything to say this, but I've seen some of their bags that they've sent him. They look fantastic. They aren't my style in particular, but if you haven't checked them out, I'll link them down below as well. I was really kind of like interested when he was showing me some of those bags, and that I hadn't heard of them before, but those seem like some really good bags too. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching. My name is Stephen Foster. For everyone subscribed to this channel, you guys, sincerely, like, it is the coolest thing in the world to have you guys on this journey, on this adventure with me. I do want to do something for you. I'm formulating ideas and thinking about, you know, what can we do for like a subscriber giveaway or things like that. So I'm already thinking about you, and we're gonna find a way to have some fun together. Please be kind, both in life and in the comments below, and like this video if you've had your own bag Odyssey, and leave a comment down below too if there's a particular bag or bag company I didn't mention that you're using that you really enjoy, that you think I should know about. Like I said, I don't wanna buy any more bags. I think I'm good. Maybe I'll get rid of some of these, and then maybe I can go try some other ones, but you know, yeah, leave a comment down below. I'm sure anyone who's looking for a bag would appreciate the insights. I know every single one of these, I did a ton of research watching reviews right here on YouTube, and it was really helpful just to see other creators sharing their insights and the things that, you know, are valuable to them to help them get their work done. That's ultimately why we're here. This stuff needs to be able to get out of the way and empower the work and the movement and the ability to relax too, and, you know, get out there and enjoy yourself. So thank you all again so much, and we'll do it again soon. Oh. Outro. Probably get the big one. This is really fun though. I love just, what up? Yeah. Like just taking these things and, ooh, that may have been too close. I think it's all good. Later.